DeWitt, Nicholas Moreano, making the case, cornerbacks, Chicago Bears, NFL draft. Let's get to, like I said in the previous video, one of my favorite guys right now that I've been doing homework on for about a month and a half. That is Marcus Jones out of Houston. 47 tackles, 5 interceptions, 13 PBUs. By the way, the 5 interceptions, second in the NCAA last season. He's 91 out of the 150 prospects on PFF, and his next-gen grade is higher than the last couple, sitting at 80. Now, I can gush about Marcus Jones for a much longer period that this video is going to be, but Nick, if you had to tell me what you like about him, what is it?
Well, I think he fits another position of need in that slot corner role for the Bears right now. Being 5'8", a guy that can move in space and feel comfortable there. That's exactly what you see in a guy like Jones. And like you said, you've done the homework here, Will, especially this being your guy. But I like that the Bears get an athlete at the position. That's what you need to be if you want to be a slot corner.
Yep. He's twitchy.
He's twitchy. That's definitely a word to describe Jones there. Twitchy, athletic.
Smooth, though. Like, he's real fast and agile, but, like, his technique and his fundamentals allow him to play such a smooth game, and that just, I think, puts those athletic traits on full display. And he's someone that, you said it, he is a slot corner projection because he's real small. Again, 5'8", 185, and it's still very small for even a slot corner in this league. But like the very first guy in Elam, this guy, he excels in zone, and he's going to really fit in here as well. And he's small, but he's feisty, super physical, and not just someone that the Bears can bring in to be like, hey, you're going to be our slot guy. He was 4th in the NCAA in punt return yards on average last year at 14.6, had the highest kickoff return grade on PFF in all of college football, 9 career touchdown returns. So you have someone who can be like your dynamic receiver. And he also had reps playing wide receiver last year. 10 catches, 109 yards, and 1 touchdown. So he's a guy that can help this team in a variety of ways. And like I said, I'm gushing about him already. There's a big reason about it. And if he fell to the Bears, to the 3rd round, I would take him in a heartbeat. Even if you drafted another corner in the 2nd round, you don't miss a guy that can do this. Shades of Devin Hester. Big shoes to fill. But there are some parallels that I just want to at least highlight. But on the flip side, obviously no prospect's perfect. As I've always said, what is like on the list of like potential concerns?
Well, I mean, you just look at his size, right?
Yep.
5'8", being not the biggest guy, and there are teams that will put like their big wide receiver in the slot. The big slot now is becoming way more of a trend in the NFL. So how does a guy like Jones kind of match up with one of those bigger wide receivers if you put a tight end in that mix? So that's something that he can't really do anything about, but it is something that you have to be aware of for sure.
I mean, he can get a growth spurt.
Yeah.
Probably not likely.
I've been saying that for a long time too, for myself. But
see, you know all too well. Other than that, he does, due to his aggressive nature, have a little bit of an issue with getting some penalties called on him. So he needs to clean up that handwork a little bit. Learn, to pick his spots when he's doing some of those battles. But Nick, why would it make sense for the Bears to draft a guy like this?
Yeah, with Marcus Jones, something that we didn't mention is the positives. Like you said, he was feisty at tackling. Like that is an absolute necessity to have out of your slot, your nickel cornerback position. So he provides that versatility. He provides that kind of attribute. So that just makes complete sense why the Bears would take a guy like this and just add it to their nickel coverage.
Yep, number 1 for me, versatility. Already went all in depth on that. Don't need to do it again. But the only other thing I wanted to mention that he is a guy that embodies what the Bears are trying to establish. When you watch him on film, this is a guy that plays with so much energy, contagious passion as well. And I had a lot of fun just watching him on film, and I would thoroughly enjoy watching him play his NFL career in a Chicago Bears uniform. He also has that knack for those impact plays, those turnovers, being around the ball, not just the interceptions. There's one play I saw real quickly on film where he laid a guy out, and that ball squirted, and it went out like 10 yards down the field, just boom, 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 boom. Like, he's small, he can lay a hit, and he just has a nose for the football. Love this guy for sure. We just have one more corner to get to, so you've heard the first 4, but who's the 5th one? Definitely click that next video right now, and you'll find out.